House music is a culture, it's a genre, it's a movement, it's a spiritual feeling.
The dance floor in all these places was very dark. The dance floor had a lot of smoke going on, and you just wanted to dance. You just wanted to party.
It's about the four on the floor beat. It's a almost tribal type of feeling.
House music, I think, really brought Chicago together. It didn't make a difference who was around you and who you're just partying to the music. So it was a very magical experience. Most people believe that house music was birthed in Amsterdam or birthed in Berlin or birthed in London because it was very much pop music in those places. And so I realized that I needed to make people understand they created this music here.
House was taking place in backyards of the South Side and North Side underground clubs of Chicago. These were the places that were stamped and left an imprint in what evolved as house music.
So house music is a combination of fantastic black music styles. So from jazz to funk to disco, you add a little bit of electronica with that, some beats with that, electronic beats, you get house music.
I was a club kid, a DJ, just trying to make my way through life. I fell in love with it. It really helped me to discover my passion for music, my passion for Chicago. I was first introduced to this sound by going to the Warehouse that was at 206 South Jefferson as a teenager and discovering what it meant to be in a club environment with an amazing sound system and this music that I had never heard before.
When people said in 1977 that there is this place called the Warehouse in Chicago, it's a members-only gay club and it's hot and people are coming in their lines, I think people said, you know what, this is a good time to get to Chicago.
When we heard the sound system at the Warehouse, it was life-altering because it was pulsating against our bodies, and you could feel every beat.
And I remember just being intoxicated, falling in love the very first time and knowing this is what I want to do. So how did house music get its name? The record store, Imports, Etc. had a section called Warehouse Records, or Warehouse Music. And the reason that it created this section was that DJs like me, who would go to the Warehouse, would go into Imports to buy music and say, I heard this song, it sounds like this, and they heard so many of those same kinds of requests that they actually created a section called Warehouse Music. And so you could go there if you were a Warehouse patron, you knew exactly where to go and find those tracks. After the Warehouse closed in 1982, it kind of didn't make sense to call it Warehouse Music, so they shortened the name to House Music. And it was then that people like Chip E. and Jesse Saunders said, well, why don't we create our own songs that could actually go into this section? And Chip E. created one called It's House, and Jesse created something called On and On. And those are records that were actually added to that canon to say, now we have official house music. And it just kind of took off.
Understanding that Chicago is a very segregated city. The communities are built based on ethnicity and race and culture. The African American community, the Latinx community, and the LGBTQ plus community. But those three communities were brought together in the context of house music because they wanted to defy that. They didn't know that that was their aspiration, to defy political and societal boundaries of Chicago, but there was certainly a desire to feel like they fit in.
The Chicago L that goes from the South Side to the North Side had a big influence on house music because many of these young kids who were in high school, they got on that train to go to these parties, most of which were conveniently situated right off the L.
People from the West Side could get on the train and go to the South Side. People from the South Side can get on the train and go to the North Side.
It really did create a bridge between some of these communities, the gay community, the heterosexual community, who were coming into gay clubs to really better understand this music.
People partied. People partied together. That would not have happened but for house music. There's no other music form that was going to bring these people together that way. So You name it, it really cut through all those socioeconomic barriers as well. A lot of the music is about love, just really about just embracing others.
House music, it has everything to do with everything that is Chicago. It's political, it's neighborhood centric. It is the people, of course, the city of big shoulders and hard work. These elements all play a part in how house came to be, and even a lot of what house is today.
House music is Black history, it is Chicago history, it is a large form of sort of music history because it is now a $1 billion industry. Its history was not being sort of preserved and people didn't realize it.
So the Home of House collaboration with the Design Museum is an exhibit that talks about the history of house music in Chicago.
They'll start at 1979 and they'll walk through various aspects of historical relevance in the culture, the business, the history, and of course the music that is house music.
You'll see some of the pioneers of the genre, some of the highlights of the things that they've done, some of their pictures from back in the day, some of their ephemera from back in the day.
House music obviously is beyond Chicago, but the exhibit is all about Chicago's place in house music history and how Chicago continues to contribute to its place in the world.
House music in Chicago and the climate that gave birth to it is an important legacy to preserve and to articulate and to ensure that the story is passed down accurately and with full attribution, again, to those communities that were involved in its formation. Remember, house is a feeling.